You must have known that Elon Musk is the new CEO of Twitter and that he would charge $8 for the blue tick verified accounts. The first thing he did after buying Twitter was to fire Parag Agrawal, former CEO of Twitter. He also fired more than 50% of employees after taking over. After Twitter takeover, Elon Musk tweeted on Twitter, "The bird is freed," and that people will now have more freedom of speech to express themselves. But do you really know the story behind it? Even for the world's richest man, the procedure of buying one of the world's biggest social media platforms wasn't easy. A point came where Twitter even filed a case against Elon Musk, and maybe Elon had to buy Twitter on force. Let's go to the story of how Elon managed to pull this deal off. The story starts from the 31st of January 2022, when Elon started to slowly buy shares in Twitter and increased his stake in the company. However, publicly, people didn't know at the time that he has a stake in the company. By the mid of March, his stake crossed 5% of the total shares of the company. According to U.S. Security and Exchange Commission, when stakes go higher than 5%, it must be disclosed within 10 days. However, Elon missed this deadline date. On the 24th of March, Elon used Twitter to criticize Twitter itself, where he tweeted a poll. Free speech is essential to a functional democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? The poll resulted in 70.4% people choosing the no option. Elon started sharing his thoughts of how to change Twitter to Jack Dorsey, former Twitter CEO, and he really liked the idea of free speech. However, by now, Parag Agrawal was already appointed the new CEO of Twitter. In the starting days of April 2022, Elon shares his ideas to Parag Agrawal and other board members, saying, "Either take the company private, or I will start a viral social media platform." By the 4th of April, the news starts to flow and the world gets to know that Elon already has a 9.2% stake at Twitter and that he is the largest shareholder in the company. After the announcement, the Twitter stock started going high, up to 27%. The Twitter board discusses about Elon Musk's possible risk of starting a rival company and offers to appoint him as one of the board members. On April 9th, Elon tweeted, "Is Twitter dying?" Parag Agrawal gets concerned and messages Elon, "What was he doing? You have such a big stake in the company. We have also offered you the seat of board member, and you're still tweeting against us." After an hour, Elon replies in the message, "I'm not joining the board. This is a waste of time." On the 11th of April, he clearly messages that he wants to buy Twitter and wants to make it a private company. Wait, does it sound like confidential information to you? You might think, how do we know about these private messages? Twitter actually filed a case against Elon where these texts had to be disclosed to the public for filing in court. From there, the inner story got disclosed. The persistency or maybe stubbornness of Elon was clear and astonishing at the same time. He has gotten a real rivalry and business in mind. On the 14th of April, Elon Musk surprises everyone saying he wants to buy Twitter for $43 billion. Experts say Elon really liked Twitter and instead of taking part in meeting and discussing, he wanted to have full control over the platform to do things as he wanted and make the company private. Public companies need to be very transparent by sharing their company's information, while private companies are not bound to do that and can hide as much information as they want to good extent. Now, you might be thinking, what would happen to current shareholders of the public company when it's getting privatized? These people get money for their shares they invested. If we calculate $43 billion, it accounts to around $54.2 per share of Twitter, and only then can the company become private. Some private messages between these people shows Jack Dorsey was happy with Elon's take, while Parag was feeling the complete opposite. Elon said Parag is moving things too slowly, and he can't please everyone because someone will be unhappy no matter what. Elon wrote to Taylor, Twitter's chief of board, "Fixing Twitter by chatting with Parag won't work." On the 20th of April, Elon discloses his financial sources to buy Twitter. The funds include $7 billion of senior secured bank loans, $6 billion in subordinated debt, and $6.25 billion in bank loans to Musk personally, secured by $6 billion of his Tesla stock. $20 billion in cash equity from Musk to be provided by sales of Tesla stock and other assets, and $7.1 billion in equity from 19 independent investors. Twitter's advisors, namely Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase & Co., agreed on the deal. On April 25th, the board of Twitter accepts the offer for $44 billion. However, while accepting this offer, they had some conditions for Elon, saying he's barred from disparaging the company or its officials during the deal. If the deal fails to happen, Elon needs to pay a $1 billion fine. According to the deal, Parag Agrawal would get $39 million and $978 million for Jack Dorsey. Things seem pretty smooth here. Nevertheless, this is where it gets interesting. Get ready to hear the twists. On the 13th of May 2022, Elon puts the deal on hold. Some people say he had buyer's remorse. This means you get regret when you buy something, thinking it wasn't necessary or too expensive for you, while others said it was a strategy for him to buy Twitter, as many things might not have been disclosed to the public of what was happening behind the doors. Elon said in the report Twitter claims to have 5% bot users, while he thinks it's as high as 20%, and Twitter has misguided Elon by the diluted reports. During this time, he had a bit of a fight with Parag on Twitter, where Parag was tweeting about why the company couldn't get an external review about the bots, as it was a threat to users' privacy. They had many other reasons, while Elon had just one reply to all of this. He replied with a poop emoji. On the 17th of May, Twitter files new documents with the SEC Exchange Commission. It said Elon wouldn't say anything about the company or the employees while the deal is going on. This is a breach of contract. In June, SEC directed Twitter to provide the data requested by Elon Musk to provide an estimate of the spam accounts on Twitter. On the 7th of July, Twitter says to the public it removes 1 million spam accounts each day, while at the same time, this couldn't be investigated by an external agency and that they can't reveal the exact data because there's a risk if someone mines the private information on the users. The next day, Elon announces he's terminating the deal, for which, in response, Twitter files a case against Elon, saying the uncertainty of Elon is causing the revenue to slide or go down. If Elon backed here, he would need to pay that $1 billion fine if the deal was terminated. On the 29th of July, Elon also files a case against Twitter, claiming they should have publicized the details he requested and that Twitter misled its investors by telling them elusive number of spam accounts. On the 23rd of August 2022, things go in Elon's favor as Peter Mudge Zakko, former Twitter head of security, accusing Twitter falsely claimed it had a solid security plan and that he had warned the colleagues half the company's servers were running out of date and vulnerable software. This guy was fired by Twitter in January 2022, claiming he wasn't competitive and gave poor performance. He filed a case on Twitter saying Twitter followed unethical safety practices and their content moderation policies are against the law of the country, and also that Twitter had misled Elon by showing him fake numbers of bot accounts. He also claimed Twitter was vulnerable to a Chinese agent, a spy in the company, and how the company was forced to employ an Indian. Twitter responded to these allegations, saying Zakko is just a furious former employee who's just angry for being fired. Getting back to Elon, he then proceeded to send a couple of termination letters, saying he can't do the deal because of these allegations and misleading facts and figures by the company. However, on the 4th of October, Elon Musk takes a U-turn and informs Twitter he's still willing to buy Twitter for the sum he offered previously. Elon actually had to appear in court after 2 days. Public news say Elon's lawyers told Elon there's not much big evidence for them give against in the court, and so Elon proceeds to buy Twitter. But maybe this was part of the game to buy Twitter. Who knows? Whether a game, truth, or wish, the deal finally closed on the 27th of October 2022, and Elon Musk officially buys Twitter. Elon has further plans of making Twitter more similar to WeChat, another social media app where people can text and call each other, and he also wants to add a payment option and games in the application. And that people and businesses would need to pay $8 per month to have the verified tick in their account. Experts say this might be because Elon wants to recover the tremendous amount he's spent for buying Twitter. Elon has bought the Twitter with a revolutionary vision. Maybe these are just sweet dreams, or there can be some hope. Let's see what Twitter holds for the future. What do you think about this app? How much do you like this app, and what changes would you like to see in it? Don't forget to share your opinions with us below.